Got it, crib, got it, job on it. Did I ever ask you to take me to go shopping in Paris or go sailing overseas and just drape me in Gucci? No, all I ever asked was you to pick up the phone when you alone. All I ever asked was you to show me some
Don't look how I want her to look physically. I don't want her to come because the look of everything is so important to me. Like if she ain't thick enough, nope. Her not did good enough, nope. Can't dress, nope.
I guess nobody in India buys hair.
Yeah, we already have our own hair.
It's like fish buying water. Has anybody ever tried to steal your hair?
No, not yet.
If you see some black women, just run the other way.
Okay.
Hey lovies, welcome into my world here on YouTube. I'm Niyah Tashay and today's video is a deep dive into some important issues. We'll tackle discrimination against 4C hair. We'll talk about why do we hide our 4C hair? Why do we use head wraps? What is the significance? Plus, we'll dissect celebrity comments like Erica Banks stands on her friends and Deja Harris's struggle with embracing her 4C hair. Join me as I explore a complex discussion centered around Black Americans. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that bell for updates. No more waiting, let's jump right in. But when you're surrounded by people who speak disparagingly about 4C hair, a different challenge arises. It's what I call internalized texturism. Texturism is the favoritism towards smoother or looser hair, the discrimination faced by individuals with kinkier, coarser hair within their own racial group. Recent research like the 2023 Crown Workplace Study sheds light on a persistent issue of race-based hair discrimination among Black women in professional settings. Surveying nearly 3,000 female-identifying respondents across the U.S., the study revealed troubling findings. Black women's natural hair was disproportionately seen as unprofessional. Over half felt compelled to straighten their hair for job interviews, with 2/3 altering their hair for these occasions. Shockingly, 1 in 5 Black women aged 25 to 34 had been sent home from work due to their hair, while a quarter believed that their hair had cost them their job opportunities. This aligns with the 2019 Crown Workplace research, which showed an 83% increased likelihood for Black women to face harsh judgments based on appearance compared to other women. There's a daunting reality for Black women navigating their hair choices. Commonly used hair products have been associated with health risks. Studies have linked chemical straighteners to breast and uterine cancers. For those choosing not to chemically alter their hair, concerns about bias in professional settings add another layer of stress. In essence, Black women face not only workplace bias, but also health risks associated with conforming to hair societal norms. Internalized texturism can manifest either as a protective measure or due to subconscious adherence to unspoken norms around Black hair. Historically, Black hair has been intertwined with oppressive laws like Tenian law, enforcing Black women to conceal their natural hair and wear scarves. Over time, their head wraps became stigmatized, associated with poverty or lower social status. However, within Black culture, utilizing scarves, head wraps, or specialized sleepwear remains integral for safeguarding and preserving our hair. The history of perms traces back to an era of slavery when lye was used to straighten the hair of enslaved individuals, catering to the rising preference for straight hair. This practice draws parallels with the experiences of other biracial enslaved women. For example, Sally Hemings, who endured exploitation and abuse. Sally was a half-sister enslaved to Martha Jefferson and the product of her mother's enslavement by Martha's father. At just age 15, Sally became victim and impregnated by Thomas Jefferson due to exploitation, resulting in multiple children. These narratives highlight the disturbing fetishization of mixed African American individuals. Unfortunately, these stories like Sally's have often been misconstrued and retold by white scholars as tales of forbidden love, erasing the harsh realities of exploitation and power dynamics inherent in these relationships. Sally Hemings was a 4 afforded better opportunities as far as she got to go to France and she got to actually get freedom for her family because she fathered the children to Thomas Jefferson, so he freed those children. A lot of people like to argue that maybe he was attracted to her based on her already physical characteristics, and it was said that she looked a lot like Martha since that was her half sister. Comparisons between 4C hair and other textures are common within the African American community. Although specific statistics on the prevalence of 4C hair are very challenging to find, a significant majority within the African community obviously has kinky or 4C textured hair. Despite this, the wig and hairpiece stores in the U.S. market have shown substantial growth in revenue, projected to reach around $631.7 million in 2023. This trend suggests that a considerable portion of the 4C hair community is opting for alternatives rather than embracing their natural hair. The unfortunate reality is that unlicensed hairstylists frequently refuse to work with 4C hair or insist that the hair is straightened before they twist or braid it or do basic simple hairstyles. This experience leads Black women to have anxiety and they want to opt out of getting their hair done altogether. So we either take care of our hair on our own or we succumb to these standards, resulting in a rise in wig usage as a form to conformity to these beauty norms. The prevalence of wigs in the Black community have raised concerns as they can perpetuate perceptions of weakness or insecurity. There's an uncomfortable trend where Black women may bypass videos featuring women or women of Asian descent with incredibly long hair, anticipating fellow Black women expressing envy or yearning to wear that similar hair and put that hair in her hair. These videos irk me. Instances like the release of the Barbie movie really showcase this, especially where I saw this. Out of all of the Black Barbie dolls that's available, we all, and I'm not gonna say we because I didn't, but a lot of my girls popped out with full-blown blonde wig, which made me raise questions about the influences shaping beauty standards and choices within the community. When I just saw so many people come out to watch the Barbie movie, and Black people especially, which is great, but I didn't see us dressed up as our dolls. I seen us dressed up as their dolls, which is reflecting of the study that was done, you know, and just what happens when you give little Black girls white dolls. Throughout history, hairstyles like braids in Africa held immense symbolism, representing not just style but also one's rank and spirituality. Similarly, during the 70s and 80s, our hair was a statement of power and unity, reflecting our pride and resilience as a community. I have my granddad's yearbook, 1954. He was born in 1954, and in his yearbook, everyone has natural hair. So this was definitely a part of our community at a time. Our hair, which is a natural extension of our connection to nature, indeed holds significant power and symbolism. Tragically, during the transatlantic slave trade, the deliberate act of shearing the hair of millions of enslaved people upon arrival in the Americas aimed to strip them of their identity and cultural heritage. The coils and curls in African hair, shaped by the climate and heat of Africa, served as a vital purpose beyond aesthetics. They provided natural protection for our scalps against various skin diseases and long-term health issues. The melanin present in our hair and skin acts as a natural defense against the sun, contrasting with non-native inhabitants of hot regions who often rely on external protectants like umbrellas. And yes, we should still use sunscreen. Our heritage, rooted in these natural features and cultural significances, reflects not just beauty but also resilience, strength, and a profound connection to our roots. The internalized texturism within our community has unfortunately created divisions among women, and especially celebrities like Erica Banks openly enforcing beauty standards that prioritize wigs, lace fronts, and makeup have contributed to this divide. Moreover, the disturbing trend of assaults on Black women, including pranks involving the forceful removal of wigs, perpetuates this harmful narrative. The issue extends globally, where there are instances of men in foreign countries orchestrating organized crime rings dedicated to stealing women's hair. Shockingly, these crimes involve extreme measures such as holding women at gunpoint, cutting their hair, and even stealing entire trains transporting hair goods. The international trade of hair, reminiscent of warfare tactics, bears similarities to historical atrocities. This trend not only highlights the exploitation and disregard for Black women's autonomy, but also signifies a distressing form of warfare on our community. showing the need for broader awareness and against such practices. This trend has resulted in inflated salon prices, imposing high beauty standards on young children, and creating unrealistic expectations. There is a concerning pattern where young girls feel pressured to conform to a specific archetype, aiming to possess elements like wigs, long nails, eyelashes, extravagant fashion, K-subis, you name it, they want it. This cultural shift has inadvertently led to a competitive atmosphere among young girls, centering on who can spend the most while out and about. There is a concerning trend of adultification among young black girls perpetuated by some hairstylists within our communities. When young girls mimic wearing wigs or playing with them, it may seem innocent, but it can inadvertently breed feelings of insecurity, especially if you can't always achieve the perceived perfect look associated with the looser texture hair. Children should be free to play with toys and develop a self-esteem by authentically being themselves. And when they are overly drawn to adult interests, always is a signal that they need balanced interaction with peers, not just adults. The history of 4C hair is deep and it's intricate, something I can only scratch the surface of in a short video. Using Deja Harris in a thumbnail was just to highlight the internalized texturism prevalent among many black girls. The best way to combat this is by confronting the hard truth. Your natural hair is more beautiful than anything you could ever add or alter. I've had to learn to embrace and work with my own hair, understanding what works and loving it in its natural state and length. This connection is only possible when you grasp the historical significance of your hair. Another suggestion, instead of wearing wigs or weave, is exploring alternatives like U-parts, V-parts, or kinky curly wigs. Embrace natural styles such as braids, African threading, plaits, twists, etc. Play with your hair, learn its intricacies. Kinky wigs resembling our 4C hair texture accentuate our natural beauty better since they mirror our actual. This video only aims to spark a conversation about texturism and black hair. Do you prefer natural hair? Why or why not? I'm excited to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps in spreading this important message. I can't wait to engage with you all, and I'll see you in the next video.